All right, you guys. Hey, my name is Lala, and I am here with Jay. I'm currently in Sweden, and Jay is in Czech Republic.
Hmm.
Um, so Jay's a pro hooper, and we're going to talk about basically her life and the pros and cons of being a professional athlete. So, Jay, where are you from? How old are you? And what position do you play?
All right. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm 25 years old, and I'm a slasher. I pretty much play in and out. So most of my life I've been playing in the post, but I've expanded, my range on the court.
Really? How tall are you?
5'11".
Okay. You was giving me guard vibes. Really? You look small.
I know it's crazy because like ever since like I've been playing ball, I always been the tallest, the strongest, so I always been playing the post.
Right,
So
right.
when I was in high school, like it won't like nobody was teaching me like, hey, let's do some guard skills. Nah, like they was like, you go to college, you can be playing guard. I'm like, okay. But even like when I went there, I still was playing the same position, but I just kind of made like went out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But no, I've been training to get to that point pretty much.
That's
Big,
really good.
yeah, yeah.
That was super good. I thought you was a guard girl. That's funny.
I mean, pretty much I am.
Well, I thought
Regardless.
you were like 5'7", like 5'8" at the most.
Oh no, I'm 5'11".
You don't play with me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. The versatility. All right. All right. So let's start with your childhood city. Where you from? And your upbringing, like who raised you, and how many siblings were you brought up with?
Like I said, born and raised Richmond, Virginia. I pretty much had a good childhood. You know what I'm saying? I wanted nothing crazy, nothing like that. I have both parents in my life. I have three brothers, one older and two younger than me.
Okay.
So I'm 25. My brother he's 28, 28, 29, and my brothers under me are 22 and 21.
Okay.
So basketball was introduced to me at a very, very young age. My dad used to take me around the projects, and I used to watch him playing ball all the time. And I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the passion and creativity, not only that I saw from him, but from other people as well. Like I love the passion and the grind, and that all the men just kind of exemplified when I was watching them. And I was like, oh, I want to play ball, just like my dad.
Yeah.
And I kind of went on from there. You know what I'm saying? When I got to middle school, I actually didn't play ball until my 8th grade year.
Really?
Um, yeah. Because when I first got introduced to organized ball,
Yeah.
my coach from one of the coaches in Richmond, Virginia that I know, he actually saw me and my brothers at the park, and I was throwing a football with him. So I got all brothers, so we roughly playing this and that. So I'm throwing the ball like far, and they're like, "Yo, like you kind of tall. Do you play sports, basketball, anything?"
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I like playing ball, but I ain't really think nothing of it. I just was playing ball for fun. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he was like, "Oh, well, just come try out with the team." I'm like, "Okay, like that's fine." And I went and tried out. I was like, oh, okay, I like that, da da da. But then when it came to like during that AU season, it was like after the game, like I remember like it was yesterday. After the game, the coach, well, I think either one of his daughters was on the team or two of his daughters on the team that I played with. And he, after the game, he was mad because we lost, and he was like cussing us out. Mind you, we're kids. Like,
No,
I'm like,
not
what is going on? Like, he's yelling and cussing. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I just had fun. You know what I'm saying? I just was playing ball. I did my best. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
right.
But the one thing that kind of stuck me for a really, really long time was he said that none of y'all would be better than my daughter. Y'all trash, y'all suck, blah, blah, blah. I was like, damn, like that's crazy. so so I get to middle school, and my dad was like, "You gonna try for the team?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." I just was like, "Basketball ain't for me." You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what's gonna happen with me playing a sport that I love, I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
You thought it was like that everywhere,
Yeah. And so, but when I got to middle school, I went to Benford Middle School, and that was a city school, and I found out that the coach only like took on like the upperclassmen, so like 8th grade stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I'm not good enough to make the team. Like I ain't touched the ball, and who knows how when. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm good. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm good. I ain't gonna try out. So, but eventually, I did try out my 8th grade year because my dad was like, look, if you really want to play ball and take it serious and stuff, like go ahead, try out. He was like, it don't hurt to try. I was like, okay. And then I tried out. I was like, oh, okay, I made the team. I was really excited, honestly.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, but as far as like basketball, kind of like a thing where like even up to that point, I just was struggling like a lot with like my insecurities within myself, my anxiety for sure, and also just figuring out who I am. So everything went a lot into like me growing up. That basketball kind of like just showed me at a glimpse, not even being fully engaged in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, how old were you at this time?
I started dealing with. How old are you when you get to high school? I mean, not high school, middle school, like 6th grade. How old is that?
12, 13.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. But not even knowing what anxiety or anything meant at that time. I just knew for reflecting, I knew that's what I was going through. You know what I'm saying?
So then that kind of answers my next question. I was going to ask you, did you have any role models? It sounded like the closest you had were your brothers, maybe, or your dad. Possibly.
Oh, my dad, yeah, because I was like, oh, I just want to play ball like him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he also told me, he was like, have role models that that are actually playing professional, like how you want to play. Yeah. And that's when I started kind of getting the idea of kind of like professional ball, WNBA, NBA. And I grew up like at that time, I was looking at Carmelo Anthony. Mm-hmm. As who I wanted to make my game after. Like, I love how dominant he was, like in the mid range, because you know what I'm saying, he just was dominant in that. You know what I'm saying? His touch around the rim, he can finish inside, and he can shoot three extremely well. Like, and so when he was on the Knicks, I was his biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? But my favorite team that he was on was the Nuggets when he was on there with AI, J.R. Smith, Nene, Kenyon Martin, Billups, like all them. Wow. I was like, that's so Melo was like, that's my dog. Like, I wanted to meet him so bad. But as far as like women, I didn't really hear much about anyone speaking about women players at all from where I'm from. So I didn't have any idea of who was who. So I didn't really hear nothing about a professional ball player until maybe my freshman year in high school. So yeah.
So in high school, how did you first get introduced to basketball? Was it just like you tried out for the freshman as a freshman, and you went from there, or? Yeah.
So I kind of like just took that momentum that I got from my 8th grade year because I did, like good. Like I was extremely dominant in the paint. I really was just like, I get a rebound, put it back up. Get a rebound, put it back up. I couldn't make a shot to save my life, but I was good at that. So that made me feel real, real good about myself. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, let me just go try out for the high school team. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I was like, if I don't make it, then I'm good. I'm just not gonna play ball no more. You know what I'm saying? Because
if I don't make it, it's over.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So tried out for the team, and I actually made it. And I was like, oh dang, I made a JV team, and I was like so excited. I was like, oh, I didn't know, I was gonna make the team. Yeah. And this was I went to Highland Springs High School, and this was my first time coming to like a county school. So going from a city school to a county school, like living from the city to going to the county, like Henrico, it's completely different. Like, you know what I'm saying? I go from middle school where we got books and, old computers and, we writing everything down, printing everything out, this and that. And then we go to Henrico school where we got tablets and this and that and, whatever, all these things, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so made a team, and I think we may have won almost all games but one, I believe.
JV squad?
Yeah, JV. Yeah, JV. So yeah. So after that, I was like, okay, cool. And that's when I really started to take it serious. And at that point, I was like already kind of like making a name for myself. I'm a freshman. I just got here, you know what I'm saying? I just was hearing people talking and stuff like that. But I just was like, I'm I'm just playing because I'm having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really in this for who know me, who don't know me, stuff like that. I really won't taking it like, that serious. You know what I'm saying? Still not knowing whether I still wanted to play ball or not. You know what I'm saying?
So at what time did you figure out that you wanted to play basketball in college?
Say that one more time.
At what point did you figure out you wanted to play basketball in college? What grade were you in?
I would say my sophomore year. So right after freshman year, I tried out for the team again, and I was on varsity all up until my senior year. So I was okay. If I can make varsity, like I feel like I can go to college and really do something. Because when I made the varsity team on my sophomore year, we went to the playoffs, like the championships. We ended up coming short. My junior year, we went to the playoffs again. No, we almost went to the playoffs, but we lost like some game to get into the tournament or whatever. And then my senior year, we just didn't make it at all. But one thing I really enjoyed was kind of being around my teammates and kind of getting that experience. Like I've always loved being around people that were older than me because I felt like they always gave me like wisdom and advice and stuff like that I really needed because that's how I grew up, like when as a kid, we grew up in one of those big family houses. So like your mama, daddy, cousins, aunts, like everybody living in the house. So it was me, my mom, my dad, my brothers, my grandma, my great grandma, and my great grandpa.
Wow.
Cousins, like we was all in the house. So I grew up with my family, literally. You know what I'm saying? So, I just was always around somebody older. And then the neighborhood that I lived in at that time, like we had block parties, everybody coming outside, chilling, having fun. It really wasn't violence where I was growing up at. Like it really was some crazy stuff. But like everyone knew each other, everyone knew whose son or daughter you were, or whatever. Like it really was like a family environment. So I always just surrounded by older people. But being around like those upperclassmen, like they really like for them to see something in me or compliment me in my game and stuff like that, it's just kind of like that made me feel good, about myself. Like, okay, like if they saying this about me, then I feel like I can make it to college. And at that point, that's when these college offers or like interest and stuff started coming in. Like, I think by the end of like my senior year, like I had like a fat stack of like letters like this, like
yes.
Like college offers. I was like, dang, like okay, I didn't know.
Not even know how good
it's crazy. Like, yeah, I'm just like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just off of just pure, like, just my natural talent. That's just off of pure, just me, just the basic and fundamentals that my dad did teach me at that time. And also what the coaches kind of, put into me and stuff, like footwork, touching around the rim, mid-range, passing this and that, like all those things came natural to me. So I was always easy to pick up something quick, like always. So, yeah, that really helped me a lot. So
how was the transition going from high school to college?
I was really excited. I once I kind of figured out like, okay, I'm gonna go to college. I was like, I really just want to experience the whole sisterhood thing, like I've made close bonds and relationships with my teammates in high school, but the way how everyone was just talking about sisterhood in college and winning tournaments and championships, I was like, I want to experience that, especially coming like super duper close with winning a championship in high school. I was like, I feel like if I was able to help my team get to that point in high school, then why can't I experience that in college? But before I even went to college, I kind of already just accepted the fact that I wasn't going to college because I took the SAT like 6 times, failed, and then I took the ACT once and I failed that. That one is shorter. Yeah. So I just was like, maybe this just ain't for me. You know what I'm saying?
I was easy though. They're both difficult in time.
Yeah. I was like, I just was like, why do I have to take a test to go to college? Like if they already telling me, hey, we want you to come here, why can't I just be like, all right, I'm coming. Yeah. And it just be that. You know what I'm saying? So
too, that's why.
Yeah. So the part that was hurting me the most was the math part of the thing. Like I'm not good at the math, like equations and stuff like that. It's very pointless to me. But my mom really stayed consistent with me and pushed me, and we studied every single day. Like I forgot what it was called, but that really, really helped me with the math part of everything. And I took the last test, and I just waiting on my results. But at that point, I was like, I'm not gonna pass. You know, I just was discouraged. I'm like, I'm just not going to college.
Yeah.
And one of my reasons why I wanted to go to college for free is because I knew I had two younger brothers that my mom, you know what I'm saying, that they were next that were going to college after me. And I didn't want her to pay for me to go to college at all. So that was the reason why I worked so hard, because I didn't want her to have to worry about something else. You know what I'm saying? But got my test scores back. I passed. I was crying. I was so happy. I was like, thank God I ain't got to worry about this no more. But at that time, all my offers were gone, all gone. So I was like, damn, like I had a chance and I was gone. And I'm like, well, I like at that point, I already filled out the application to work at KD. Like at that point, I was like, well, get a summer job. It is what it is. And you know, huh?
I said, after all that hard work.
After all that hard work, I was like, damn, like I guess it just wasn't enough. Like it just wasn't enough. And I really felt like defeated, real defeated. I'm like, dang, I let my mom down, let my dad down. You know, it is what it is. But I think a couple of days after I took the test, I got a call immediately. Yo, come to Delaware. I'm like, I don't know where Delaware is at, but we're going. So we go to Delaware. And I think Delaware is it's like 3 hours, like 30 minutes from Richmond. We drove there and I was super excited. And when I was looking outside, I'm like, why do I see back roads and horses and people in these things, cartridge, whatever, like Amish people? I'm seeing just farmland crops. I'm like, what is this? Like, are we like, where is Delaware? Like, I'm looking on the map, like, where's Delaware? You know, a small little state. And I was like, okay. But once I pulled up, like, I love the fact that how it was like, it wasn't too big, but it wasn't too small. And I like that. And I always said I wanted to get away from home because that's all I knew. I wanted to experience something different. Right. So it was like the perfect spot for me to go to, you know, really, you know, just expand as a person, expand as a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. I wanted that independence. And I went there, you know, worked out, this is that. I got offered a scholarship, and the rest is just history, honestly. Like, yeah.
That's amazing. That's crazy. That right there is a testimony in itself. Just the SAT part, man. I would have gave up. Like, yo, and like you gotta pay for it, don't you?
Yeah, SAT, yeah. And mind you, I was going to the practices and everything. I mean, not the practice, like the little workshops where they help you study the SAT and stuff. Nothing was working. Because to me, like the math part, it never makes sense to me. Like I don't need to know how to add the variable to the number and subtract and divide by X and Y. It just seemed pointless to me. Like all I need to know how to do is add, subtract, multiply, divide. That's it. I don't need to do anything else. So that's why I didn't really take it serious enough. I didn't really care enough to know or learn about the math part. It didn't make sense to me.
And you also didn't know about the SAT that you needed that to get into college.
Not at all. Because in my head, I'm thinking, oh, they offered me a scholarship to go to school to play ball. I'm literally thinking I'm going just to play ball. Like that's it. Like I won't expect them to do no work. I won't I'm just excited. Like, oh, I'm going to school to play ball. Yes, I'm going.
Yeah. Student athlete.
I was like, okay, student, whatever. Like, cause I never really had issues with school, but it's just, I just like, okay, I'm going to play ball. Like, I'm living the dream. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to play ball. Everything I'm seeing as far as like women in sports, playing ball, this and that. Like, I'm like, I want that. I want to experience that. I want to experience winning as a team. I want to experience sisterhood as women, because I'm the only girl out of, all my siblings. So, and growing up, I always wanted a sister, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, like it just seemed like college, just sisterhood was just better. Whether it was one person, whole team, two people, I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? So.
Because you're away from home and then you create that family somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So did you ever get that sisterhood that you're looking for?
No.
Now we're going to the team, the college experience. What was that like?
Yeah.
How many years did you go to this school?
4. I was there the whole 4 years. I'm gonna just say like my whole 4 years was extremely, I would say, challenges mentally, and just know that God was with me every single day. because I don't know. I know how I got through it, but I don't know how I got through it. Like honestly, freshman year, I was extremely excited just to be there. I was blessed to have this opportunity to be there because I wasn't even expecting to be there at all whatsoever, you know.
Right.
And I got this blessing last minute, so I wanted to take complete advantage of that. And so I went into the season with a positive mindset. I was so excited for this and that, da da da. Excuse me. And freshman year, it wasn't really that bad compared to like my sophomore year, which I'm gonna get into later. But it was one, I was homesick. I was very, very homesick. I'm like, dang, I miss my mom, you know, waking up, hearing her voice. You know, I miss my brothers, you know what I'm saying, seeing them, we laugh and joking. Couldn't really see them. So that was something that really, really affected me my freshman year. But I always reminded myself like why I was there. You know, I was like, I gotta do this. You know, I don't want my mom to worry about nothing. You know, I gotta stay consistent because I'm a person that's like, if I start something, I want to finish it. You know what I'm saying? So I kept that promise with myself for me and my mom. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to make her proud. You know. So freshman year was good. The only issue I had my freshman year was my roommate. I had a roommate situation. You know, terrible. You know, she was taking my stuff and like my jeans and shirts and stuff. And I was like, yo, you ain't gotta do all that, bro. Like if you need some, you can have it. Like just ask, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like so that was that. And you know, like I'm from Richmond, like, and just back home, that won't gonna ride. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was not gonna ride. So that was very challenging for me because at that time too, like I had to work on my temper and my anger because I'm quick to like check somebody, do this, do that, do that. I had to calm that down because like my dad was like, yo, you can't be fighting at school and you can't be doing this and doing that. Like that was my first time someone ever like tried to test me and, you know, kind of like use my kindness as a weakness. Cause you know, I don't talk a lot, you know what I'm saying? I'm a very open person, you know, where you need to talk about this and that. If you need money, you need food, you need clothes, I'm there for you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? And it just was weird to me, like how that was going. So that kind of like just made me seem like, okay, people just coming to college, just wilding out. So it kind of like put a little bitter taste in my mouth. And then at the time, the coach didn't really handle it the way how I wanted her to handle it. So you know, that kind of pissed me off as well too.
More animosity,
Yeah. So that pissed me off. That didn't do anything better. So, but freshman year, you know, I did good. I can't really remember my stats. I think I was averaging a double, maybe like 10 and 10, 11 and 10, whatever it is.
Really good for freshman, sure.
Yeah, so I got freshman year, my freshman year, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting rewards and stuff in high school. Now I'm getting into college my freshman year. So that made me feel extremely like good about myself. So all right, next year, sophomore year, that had to been my worst year ever in college. Like I was contemplating on leaving and going to another school because it just was too much that was going on. The coaching staff beefing with the players beefing with the coaching staff, the players beefing with each other. I'm just like, yo, relax. Like, why can't we just play ball? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just really all I'm used to. Like, while I was on like my varsity team like in high school, we won every single game, you know what I'm saying? And we went to the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? Like we get in the gym, everybody know what they doing, everyone do their part. It ain't no talking, no arguing, no nothing like that. It's just we gonna get the job done. Yeah. And that was a shock for me because being on a team, it was just like it was the complete opposite of that. I'm just like, aren't we college players? Like, don't we want to get better? Don't we want to win and stuff like that? So in that moment, I just like, it's too much for it to be something that everyone loves to do. It's too much for someone to say that it's something that they want to continue doing. And also knowing it's just like, I kind of saw, you know, some people just didn't have the same work ethic or mindset that I had. So that was extremely challenging for me as well, because it's like, I'm like, dang, I just want everyone to be happy and we just win. Like, that's really all I wanted. You know what I'm saying? But it just was too much going on. That was my first time ever like being around a whole bunch of women at the same time. So I didn't know how to process none of it. Like all the drama, talking about each other, this and that. I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is my first time experiencing this. You beefing with me. I don't even know why. Like, you bring me up in a conversation. Why? Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just petty, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't about that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to play ball. Like, that's it. I want to win a championship. I'm like, bro, we want to win the MEAC, then let's win the MEAC, you know? And I can honestly say, like, my freshman year, we really could have won the MEAC because we had one of my teammates was like the preseason MEAC player of the year or something like that. And like, she was really, really good. And I really looked up to her, you know what I'm saying? Because she was maybe like 2 inches taller than me, 2-3 inches taller than me, and she was solid. And so I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Huh?
Your freshman year, what year did you start college? 14?
15.
15.
Yeah. So, yeah, so at that point, I was like really excited for the team that we had because we had a lot of experience. And yeah, I just really thought that we was gonna make it, but you know, it just was a whole issue just with the players and the coach and just a whole bunch of mess that I just, you know, it just was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was very, very unnecessary. But anyways, that was actually my first year I heard about playing overseas. Actually, was my freshman year because our team manager at that time was like, "Oh, you know, Jay, you ever thought about playing overseas?" I'm like, "Overseas? What are you talking about? Like, what is that?" And she was like, "You know, it's like you playing pro, like in the WNBA, but you're overseas traveling to different countries." I was like, "Oh, I guess so, yeah." You know, so. At that point now I'm like Googling like what is it like to be an overseas basketball player, and you know, and now at that point I already had like an idea of like the WNBA in high school, but when I did like a research project on the WNBA while I was in college, like looking at the pay, the you know what the players were going through, this and that, and it compared to the NBA, I'm just like, yo, like the women don't like it's a complete. Like it's a gap, a huge gap, like in the pay and the teams and, you know, just everything. And I just was like, okay, well, I think I might, you know, think about just going overseas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, I think I might just go overseas. I was like, I really want to make the money. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, I would always love to like to go to WNBA, just be like, I did it. But I was like, I just saw just how political things can be, you know what I'm saying? At that moment, I just saw like how political can be. Like if you didn't go to this big school, or you don't know XYZ or so. It's a little bit challenging, you know what I'm saying? And I was very much aware of, you know, my experience, what I know, and you know, kind of like what I lacked at that time, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew I was a guard, but I'm playing post, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew that. So I'm like, I know I would need to work on a couple things before that's even like a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I know what I need to work on. So like I said, sophomore year, it was the worst year ever. I was really thinking about leaving, but talked to my coach and she was like, you know, just stay with me, stick it out. Cool. Because I'm just like, you know, you brought me in, you ain't had to. So regardless of what we're going through right now, whether I agree with it, what you did or they did, whatever like that, like I'm gonna be loyal to you. I'm gonna stick it out. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed. And also at that point, I was already like approaching breaking records at the school at that time. But I wasn't expecting that, you know what I'm saying? Like I just was like, I want to win, you know. So it's like whatever you need me to do that to help the team win, that I'm gonna do that. Whether that's rebound, score, pass, run the floor, you like do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just what I was willing to do. And I know like at that time that was kind of taken the wrong way. It was taken as I was being selfish or I was being this, I'm being that, when that really was never the case, you know what I'm saying? But reflecting now, I understood that when it's a lot of things going on, especially negative things, you know, things, it just can cause a trickling effect, you know what I'm saying? Like now everybody mad, everyone pointing fingers, everyone's this, everyone's that, and then people are also dealing with what they're dealing with as well. So now they're projecting, they're deflecting, they're doing all these things. So at the time, it was very frustrating and irritating. And I couldn't really see that, but now I see that as well. So I'm just like, okay, I'm mature enough and out of that headspace now where it's like, I can be like, okay, I understand why this happened, you know, because it was times where I was trying to explain myself to other people when no matter how I said what I said it, that wasn't going to change anything. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so,
it's a waste of time.
Waste of time. So, because I was like, hold on, like, that's not me. Like, why do you think that I'm this? Why do you think I'm that? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a very cool, chill, relaxed person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about that drama. I ain't about this. I ain't about that. Yeah. And, you know, and that, like I said, that was the really challenging part of me. So, like, that really was stressing me out a lot. That's when I started having panic attacks. My anxiety is up the roof. Like it is out of control every single day. I woke up every day not wanting to play ball, not wanting to go to practice. I didn't want to do anything. Like I just wanted to go home, you know. Junior year came around and it was like it was a little bit worse. We got a little staff change and stuff like
A
that.
little bit worse. Girl, that's just say a little bit better. She said a little bit
No,
worse.
no. It got a little bit worse. It got a little bit worse. Just with everything, honestly. I know that for my sophomore year and junior year, I got nominated for the preseason. I don't know if I got nominated, but I know like my name was kind of like in the air as far as like player of the year and stuff like that, because each and every single year my numbers kept going up and up and up and up and up. And so I was already excited winning rookie of the year, you know what I'm saying, on my freshman year. So I was like, all right, let's go get player of the year then. You know what I'm saying? Like not having that being like my sole focus, you know, but it just was like, if all I was doing my part on the team and I got rookie of the year, then I'm gonna just do the same thing these next 3 consecutive years and I'll get the player of the year. And I honestly say like I was butthurt like my sophomore year when I didn't get it, because I felt like nobody was going through what I had experienced, what I went through. And I just was angry. Like, you know what I'm saying? At that point, now that negativity is on me. Like, I'm like, I deserve that, you know what I'm saying? Like, da-da-da-da. But I kind of just like, all right, I got over it. Boom, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Junior year, like I said, got a little bit worse. Same thing, played a year, da-da-da-da. Like I said, it got a little bit worse. You know, at that point, I just was mentally, I just was checked out. Like I can honestly say I was checked out. But every day I forced myself to get in the gym. Every day when I didn't even want to, you know what I'm saying, I'm in the gym. I'm always in the gym, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter how many times I talked about it or whatever the case may be. It just, nothing ever was, you know, just nothing ever helped, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I didn't get nominated for like the player of the year, you know, junior year. So I was just like, all right, well, you know, I really don't care at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like things ain't getting no better. So it is what it is, you know. Senior year came around and I just was like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I was like, I'm ready to go. I don't want to be here. I'm gonna be done with playing ball after this. I am done. I cannot do this no more. Like, I cannot do this no more. Cause it just was always something, you know, and we have a whole coaching staff change my senior year. So now my coach that recruited me is not there. The assistant coaching staff, they're not there. Clean sweep, whole new coaching staff. So I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, I'm just like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of stopped voicing, you know, my opinion or how I felt about anything, because regardless, you know what I'm saying, we still were losing, blah, 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 blah. You know, like people that had issues with me or something like that, I would like come and talk to them, be like, hey, what's the problem? What's this? What's that? Because I'm hearing it's an issue, it's a problem. But then when I address it, no one says anything. And I just was like, I'm tired of this, bro. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, I keep trying to, let's talk it out. You know, maybe whatever issue you got, like whatever, you know, like I was just willing to do whatever just so we can win. I'm like, bro, it's my senior year. And we as an organization have not won a MEAC championship yet. And that's all I wanted, literally all I wanted. And I was like, bro, can we please just get it together? Please. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever problem you got with you, okay, can we squash it? Like, you know what I'm saying? For real. Like, be for real. Can we squash it? Because I ain't did nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, just me, I just always saw things like, I see things like the bigger picture. So, little talking about, mad about something, upset about something, I can care less about that. I really care less. If you don't like me, okay. Can we win a game? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we put that to the side and win a game? So, my mindset senior year, I just was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to graduate. You know, y'all lucky I stayed here, because who knows where I could have went if I entered the portal, you know. But at that point, my senior year, I broke a whole lot of records my senior year, especially at the end. I just was like, that's cool and all, but I didn't get what I came here for. You know what I'm saying? Like my experience, the winning the MEAC, whatever, I didn't get none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I would see like other teams in the MEAC, they look like they were having fun with each other. Like they enjoyed each other. They enjoyed being around each other. I'm like, I want that, bro. Like, I want that. And I did not get the experience that. It was maybe little glimpses here, but that's only if we winning. You know what I'm saying? Or that's only when we got a day off. I'm just like, bro, like
fake love.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm just like, come on. Like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was what it was. But senior year, surprisingly, I got, well, what I'm not even say surprisingly, because I know my hard work paid off at the end of the day. But to my surprise, I received the Player of the Year award and I was shocked. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I feel like I was supposed to have been get it to pass, you know, whatever. But looking back at it now, it's kind of like, it's, everything happens for a reason. That's really how I see things. So regardless of whether things work out in my favor or not, what's meant for me is gonna always be for me. And I've always been a strong believer of that. So I just was like, okay, well, somebody, you know, probably in their life, you know, not even thinking of needing it, but whatever it is that was for them, that God had like blessed them with, that was for them. So it wasn't meant for me, because all the things that I learned from my freshman year to my sophomore year, it taught me a lot about myself, not about other people, but about myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like it was like the perfect timing when I received the Player of the Year and stuff like that. And that made me feel really, really good. And especially before I even received that, I got a letter about going to Florida for this pro combine thing. And I remember me and my friends like in this parking lot, because I was like, y'all, I think I'm done. I was like, I think I'm done. I can't do this no more. It's too much stress. I can't. I just can't. I said, it's been 4 years now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing nothing. I'm not seeing no growth. I'm not seeing anything. Like literally, like on my mama, on my grandma, on all of them, like we were sitting in the parking lot. And I told him this, I'm in the car crying my eyes out. Like, I can't do this, y'all. I cannot do this no more. And I got an email and they was like, you've been invited to the pro combine. There will be
not yet.
Yeah, they was like, yo, there will be overseas, not overseas coaches, there will be agents there to get you overseas. You have the opportunity to play overseas or be in the WNBA. I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, bro, look at this. Like, I showed my bro, and me and him, like, he's never cried in front of me at all, because me and him would talk about all the times, like, just about things that was going on within the team and this and that. Yeah. And we were in a parking lot crying with each other. Like, we were crying in the parking lot. He's holding me crying, saying, bro, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Like, I told you this was going to work out. I told you. I was like, damn, like, bro, every time I be ready to quit ball, literally something pops up and it brings me right back in. So I never fully was away from ball ever. Like, literally, like every time, like, God be like, oh, you thought you was going to walk away from ball. Right. No, you're not. Like, here you go. Like, you can take this right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow. So I think that was maybe like in the middle of our season. So I kind of took that and was like, yo, like my work is really, like, people see me. They see me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I was like, let me finish the season off strong. I was like, I know I don't want to be here. I know I don't want to play no more, but that got to get put to the side just for a second. You know what I'm saying? And we're just going to see how this going to take me towards the end of the season. Finished the end of the season, got Player of the Year. I broke the scoring record. I broke the most points in the single season. I don't know where I fall in as far as like rebounds, but I'm up there. Like, I just broke all these records, and it just was like a big bang. Like, once my senior year came, and you know, I got introduced to my agent from my coach, and he kind of brought that to me. And my coach and my agent met me in Florida. So when we was there, it was an amazing experience. Like, I enjoyed it because I never experienced that before. But I was there, anxiety's on 100. I'm like, yo, look at all these people. Everyone's watching. Yeah. I was like, I'm so nervous right now. But I was like, you know what? I said, I'm gonna just give it my all. You know what I'm saying? Just hope that, you know, somebody, you know, sees me and, you know, likes what I like. You know what I'm saying?
And what are the combines like?
Say it again.
What are the combines like? Is it just like a whole bunch of courts and just like people playing pickup? Or
It was 2 courts, 2 big courts, and each court had like different drills and stuff like that. And like they had like this little thing where everyone was like at the top and it circled all the way around where everyone's looking. So like your parents, like it was a lot of people. And I just was like, yo, what is this? Like, it is crazy. So it was very, like, it made me very nervous, but I also was very excited because I was like, I finally got a shot. I finally got a shot at achieving what I've been wanting to achieve. It's just to play professional basketball. That's all I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And so I went there. You know, I did good work like that. And I don't know how long ago it was, but I think it was after I had graduated. I walked across that stage and was like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm done. I ain't got to deal with nobody no more. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I was so happy to get my diploma, and I'm first generation. So that's something I felt extremely, extremely proud of myself of doing as well, too. You know, through all the, you know, the trials and tribulations that I went through, I still persevered and went through and just I attacked everything head on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think after I graduated, my agent was like, yo, you trying to go to Switzerland? I was like, yes. And I'm in Switzerland. Wow. Like right after I graduated college, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, it's crazy.
You know what's it's even more crazy is so Coach Tiny gave me your information to hit you up, right? Mm-hmm. To ask you if you want to be interviewed and to hear your story. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, she looks so familiar, but I just don't know where from. Mm-hmm. And I saw, that she went to Delaware State, and I was like, okay, I know I played against her because I can see when you posted it. I was like, I was in college when she was in college. We played against each other, but I can't remember like the actual time. And then now when you're talking about like the rebounding and the scoring, and I was like, it hit me. I was like, you're her. You were their best player. Like, like, yo, y'all, they ain't got nobody else on the team. But this one, stop her. Like, she gonna drive to the basket. She ain't afraid of nobody. Like, we gotta stop her. And I should remember, like, everybody, like, yeah. I don't remember what your number is. Did I have 4 in it? What number were you?
22.
22. Yeah. Yeah. They're like, yo, this girl can jump out the gym. She's athletic. She does everything. She tall like a post, but got guard moves. And we were just like, but everybody else is not good. They're like, nah, you ain't gotta worry about nobody else. But like that one, watch her. And you definitely went off every single time. And there was
but you know what? One thing also as well, you graduated 19 as well too, right?
I graduated in 18, and then I got my I had a red shirt because I tore my ACL.
Okay.
So I graduated with my master's in 20. So I was really there for 6 years, but 2 years I didn't play out of those.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay. But the one thing that I did like love about college was the film, because we never did it in high school. That was my first time ever seeing it. So I love the film part about it, about like how you breaking down things, this and that, the scouting, you know what I'm saying? Like honestly, every time like I played a college game, I was just so honored and grateful to play against other college athletes, because I'm just like, I'm playing amongst the best people out of their state. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really how I approach the game. You know what I'm saying? Because like I gave everyone like that ultimate respect. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of like what anybody thought about me, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I approach the game. So it's crazy that you said that, because it's like, you know, you just never know how someone, you know, may see you or perceive you or think about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy you said that, because I always felt like I can do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can always do better, and I'm gonna do the best that I can, and I'm gonna try at things that I'm not the best at, but I'm gonna show that, you know, I ain't scared. I'm not scared to make a mistake. I'm not scared to take a shot. I'm not scared to go against the tallest or biggest person on there, or even defend the tallest, biggest person, or even guard the fastest person on there. Like, I'm gonna try. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my whole motive right there. You know what I'm saying?
I remember all of that, and it's crazy because you said I'm gonna do my best regardless, and you were the best. You were at the top, you know, of the MEAC, and for you to say I have more to give, it's like, well, dang, like what else you got? You know, everybody else leave behind, girl, breaking records and everything. Mm-hmm. And I remember my teammates had to guard you. I didn't guard you. I had to guard you 5. It was one time. It was like kind of like a buzzer beater before halftime, and it was in 5 shot threes. I don't know which year it was. But I was guarding her, and she was tall. She was like tall and like thick, and but she shot threes, and it was like a few seconds left, and it was a home game at Delaware, and she was like at the top of the 3, but like 3 steps back, and they passed it in from the sideline out of bounds. And it was like 2-1, and I'm guarding her. I'm waiting at the 3-point line. Like, she's not going to shoot it. she shot it and she made it. And my teammates were like, Lola, how could you not go out there? I'm like, girl, people bust threes in your face all the time. Like, she was 3 feet back. Like, we got lucky. We up anyway. Shut up. Like, well, I would never forget that. I was like, from that day on, I'm not letting nobody have no space. Because now she just took it and chucked it up there and went in.
Yeah. Oh, you said you got her and she shot 3. She was like a little bit heavy set.
Yep. She was a 5 and she shot 3.
Dayani. That's only person is Dayani. That's the only person I can think of. Yeah. Dayani.
I don't know what year.
I think it was Dayani. I think.
You said what?
I think it was. I don't know. But yeah, no, I always told myself I can always do better. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that kind of also that I kind of put into perspective as well is that I always knew like what I was good at and stuff like that, but I always listened to like what people said that I wasn't the best at or what I wasn't this, I was that. I'm in the gym, like literally, like in the gym, doing film, working on this, you know, like because I would have anxiety in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like getting the ball and I see the whole team is looking at me. If I see everyone doubling down, going in the paint, packing the paint and this and that, like, that made me extremely anxious. Not to say I was nervous, but it just was like, dang, like all eyes is on me. And I don't like attention on me at all. Like at all. I don't like it. So I'm just like, dang, you know what I'm saying? So that also kind of being at the HBCU, that was my first time being at HBCU and knowing what an HBCU is. But that also helped me overcome my anxiety as well, because being in gyms that are packed or going to another school and it's packed, you know what I'm saying? People screaming loud. I'm just like, this is giving me anxiety, like extreme anxiety. I'm over here freaking out and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, every time I approach a game, I always go and, you know, I do my best, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I always approach the game. But it's always like, I can do better. I can do more, you know? Like I didn't start shooting threes until I would say maybe my junior year, sophomore year. Cause I know my senior year, but I know my sophomore year, my coach was like, look, Jay, like you're fast, you know, and you know how to handle the ball. Bring the ball up the court. I was like, coach, I don't know about that. Again, anxious. That makes me extremely anxious. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my coaches just saw so much in me that I didn't see in myself that they helped my game elevate at a rapid pace. Like I said, it took me no time to learn, catch on to something and apply it. It didn't take no time. You know what I'm saying? So that they really helped me a lot. You know, regardless of everything that was going on, all my coaches that coached me helped me be the player that I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like they really, really helped me.
Yeah, I say the same thing too. Like I don't ever say like only one person, because of this one person I am who I am today. Because of this coach I am who I am today. No, I took a little bit of everything from each and every person that has been into me, and that created myself.
Yeah.
I like that. Just take a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I would say my senior year was like the best years I had out of all my years though at Del State though, for sure. I would say as far as like just the coaching staff, like, you know what I'm saying, it was different. They were a little bit younger, you know what I'm saying? Like it was seem like a little bit more laughs than what we experienced before. But like I said, a little bit better, not all the way better, but just a little bit better. But I most definitely appreciate them a lot, because they for sure helped my game elevate, like not from just a physical standpoint, but also like a mental standpoint. And also the coach staff from my junior year as well, when we had a different coach staff. Like I know I had partially tore my MCL my junior year, and I was very, very like discouraged and stuff. And my coach was like, she was kind of emphasizing my defense, you know what I'm saying? And at that point, I started seeing taller and taller other players. Yeah. I'm just like, it ain't no way I'm gonna jump over that or I'm gonna score over that. It just ain't no way. Like, yeah. I'm not gonna be banging down there with the big girls. Like, no. I be sore after every game. I'm like, it is no way I'm doing that. So sophomore year, junior year, my coach brought me out and was like, all right, we're gonna do face up now, because now this team got a 6'5" girl, 6'6". Big and wide, and you know what I'm saying? Like, so he helped me, like with face of the basket, shooting up, spot up shooting, using my quickness, seeing the floor, and that really helped expand my game as well. And then while I was hurt, my coach was like, envision yourself on the court doing this and doing that. And that was my first time anyone ever said anything to me. Like, I was like, what? Like, envision myself. I'm like, I'm not on the court. What you mean? Like, see myself on the court? She was like, no, like, really see yourself. Just so when you come back, you know, one, you're not scared that you're going to re-injure yourself, which I was most definitely thinking. And but she's like, two, just so you'll still have that confidence, like you're still playing in the game mentally, physically. And I was like, okay, cool. And you know, my body heals very, very quickly. And I thank God it just was a partial tear. And you know, I came back and you know, was a little bit rusty, but I think I almost scored maybe 20 points or something like that. And so while I was out, my points, like I was still kind of up there, like in the points, like leading to me at almost sort of kind of. So when I came back, I think I was either the second in scoring or the top in scoring. Don't quote me, but I just know I was up there. So I was like, dang, I was out for maybe 2 weeks, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And I'm back at the top like that, like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? And so my junior year, I was kind of like, dang, like I ain't get it. Like regardless, I was hurt or not, I ain't get it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, whatever. You know, it don't matter. It don't care. So yeah.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that you went to Switzerland and you overseas, how was that adjustment going from America to overseas for the first time and being alone, things like that?
I was super excited. You don't know how excited I was. I was excited to leave. And I was excited to really live the dream that I said I wanted to live. Like, okay, it's not the WNBA, but okay, who cares? Like, I'm a professional now. I'm a professional. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So went over there. I had the best time of my life in Switzerland. Like, really? I was like, I'm gonna make my mom and dad proud. I'm gonna make my family proud. I'm gonna make myself proud. And I did good. Like, I did extremely well. I think I was averaging almost 30 points. Like, almost 30 points. Yeah, like almost. But you know, I was getting like player of the week or whatever like that. I know I made the all import first team or something like that. I was supposed to get the player of the year that season, but I didn't. But I was like, you know what? I've been through this before. I don't really care about the rewards. I know I play ball professionally. I'm good. I don't care. Yeah. So my teammates at the time, they made my experience for the first time extremely like fun and amazing. Like, I thank God for them that, you know, that he aligned us together, because those are like my dogs. Those are my sisters. Like, for my first year, for me to experience it like that, I had the most fun with them. Like, to this day, every time I go to a different team, I don't try to like replicate them or do whatever like that. But I'm like, dang, like, let me have some teammates that I can really be like, yo, like, this is my girl. This is my dog. Like, you know, like, I love them. Like, we still talking now to this day. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was like I kind of was already used to like not being around my family and stuff. So it was like a normal thing to me at this point. But I just was happy just to be there, honestly. So Switzerland was like amazing. Like, I love Switzerland. So
that's amazing. So did you well, your first year, did you like how many years have you been playing overseas?
I would say 4. I would say 4 years, because COVID started the year I started playing pro. So I didn't even get to finish the full season in Switzerland, because they was like, oh, COVID, shut it down, came back home. So, you know, Switzerland was kind of like a good league to start out at, you know what I'm saying? And I did good there. And then I made this huge jump from Switzerland, to Israel. And not knowing
that's different.
Yeah. So not knowing how big that jump was, I went into Israel completely just oblivious to where I'm at and how big this thing is, you know, because I know he was like, yo, you know, your teammate is a WNBA player, this and that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm excited and I feel nervous at the same time. I'm like, what? I'm playing with a WNBA player? Like, that is crazy. And so when I looked her up, I was like, yo, what? I'm playing with Marina Mabrey? That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. So when I got there, I was like, yo, like, I can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, like, how I just made that big jump. But I didn't know that being in Israel was kind of like the WNBA territory type time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. So I went there like to finish like the second half of the season off. And I did really, really good. I think I was averaging maybe like 19 points. I think a double-double as well. And then I got honorable mention. And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. And not knowing at the end of the year, like when I kind of like saw the list and stuff, I was like, hold on, she's in the WNBA? She's in WNBA before, she's in WNBA? Like, I didn't know. So I was like, damn, like I was playing amongst WNBA players and not even on it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that made me extremely proud of myself. Like, dang, I took this beginner league Switzerland and went straight to Israel. Like, crazy. Like, it's crazy. I'm just like, yo, God is doing some things. I was like, for me to kind of go through, yeah, I'm like, for me to go through what I go through, and I just constantly, I'm getting blessed every time. And I was like, I know my hard work, it ain't for no reason. Like, it ain't for no reason. Like, and that just made me extremely just proud of myself. Like, regardless of what I've been through and any lessons I had to learn, because I don't really think that you can lose anything in life, because what's not for you is not going to be for you. So one thing I learned as well is that everything happens for you, not to you. So I never take I'll be upset about things, but I never took anything personal. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I know that I gave my heart, I gave my all, I was honest, I was upfront, you know what I'm saying? And things don't work out, it just don't work out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been a blessing. Like, and right now I played in Switzerland, Israel, Germany, and I'm in Czech right now. So it's just been a blessing. Like, every time I come over here, I'm learning just more and more about myself, about the world, just how things are completely different from overseas in America. You know, like, I got so much time to myself, you know, and to think and reflect and a whole lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I want to do with life, you know, how I'm just extremely blessed to live this life. Like, every day I wake up and be like, dang, I'm overseas. Like, I'm an international professional basketball player. Like, who can say that? Like, there's nobody I grew up, not a man or woman that I saw that was like, yo, I'm a professional athlete. Like, I'm an international professional athlete. You know what I'm saying?
And at that, you're not just taking up space to being a role player. You're out there producing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I think it's a total of 4 of us, I believe, that graduated from Highland Springs that's playing professional. 3 are in the NFL for sure. 3 of them are in NFL. And like I said, I'm the only one, as far as like the women that's still playing ball professionally from my school. You know what I'm saying? But I do know there are 2 other players in Richmond that played overseas and in the WNBA. So yeah, so it just kind of feel good to kind of just be a part of that, because you don't see that at all. Right. You don't see that.
What was Germany like? Did you like Germany?
I would say Germany was one of the best teams that I ever been on regarding to talent, because we had older people on there. Because, you know, majority of times you go overseas, you go on a team with like younger people, you know what I'm saying? Like younger kids and stuff. But we had all experience on the team. So I came there for the half a season. So now we in playoffs now. And I got there and I helped them. I don't know what number they was at, but we ended up being in the Final Four. And we came third, or I think we came third in like the tournament, and we came third in the playoffs. So I was really able to help the team, you know, kind of get to where they wanted to get to and stuff. But it was very frustrating because it just was the coaching was very different. I didn't get a lot of playing time at all. So I was averaging maybe like 11, 12 off the bench, you know what I'm saying? So that was very challenging for me, because I'm a starter. I'm not on the bench. What is going on? But that also kind of helped me in my game. How I saw it was like, always be ready. Like, it's like when you start, you're like, all right, we can warm up. All right, now we get into it. But like coming off the bench, it was like, you got to be ready to take that shot. You got to make that shot, especially you ain't getting no playing time. Like I'm averaging less than 10 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I come in here, I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm a rebound, I'm gonna go hard, I'm gonna score, and that's what I did. You know, so that's something that really helped me elevate my game as well too. So regardless whether I didn't, you know, like the situation and stuff, you know, it was something that really helped me in my career. You know, whether somebody think it may have hurt me or not. You know, but you know, it's just it's kind of hard to kind of find like a group of people that's kind of like they about this thing, they want it as bad as you want it.
Yeah.
And you know, and really show that it exemplifies. Like you can't say you want to do something you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
yeah.
Well, did you ever have any struggles with like mental health overseas,
Yeah.
or was there like a switch, or how did your anxiety did it change, or is it the same, or it got better?
I would say now, it's gotten way, way better than it has been in years since I've been dealing with my anxiety. Um, because it really started to uh it really got worse like while I was in college. It was a lot of triggering events that kind of happened,
Yeah.
especially things that people didn't know about was going through. Like I know like my junior year, my cousin and my aunt got into a really, really bad accident and they were in a coma. Like we didn't know they was gonna make it. And I know we were homeless back home, house caught on fire, and I went back home living in a motel, and then we ended up being in a house with no power. So now we heating up. We going back to when I grew up, boiling the water on the stove, heat, you know, blankets. You know, we wrapping up. Like ain't nobody knew I was going through all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, like let's just play ball. You know, like everything going bad right now. I just want something to go good. You know. Senior year, I believe my grandma got diagnosed with breast cancer. So that was very, you know, kind of defeating as it is already. Like I love my grandma, you know, but I didn't really start dealing with like my anxiety didn't start getting bad until when I went back to Israel like the second time. One thing I can tell like anybody, like if you sign with a team, especially if you're going overseas, if there is too much going on prior to you arriving there, don't go. Just don't go.
You mean
Don't
at
go.
home or at the where the team is?
Like where the team's at. So say if like you get an offer to go to another country, but it's some coming up, or maybe there's no constant communication, or you just get that gut feeling that something is not right.
Those
Don't
red
go.
flags. Listen
Don't
to me.
go. Do not go. So the second time I went to Israel, you know, they already had some things going on. That's the situation that happened to me. It was a whole lot of things going on.
Mhm.
And I went there and, you know, I ended up being there for like half of the season, came back home. You know, it was a mutual agreement of everything that was going on. But even though like basketball didn't kind of go the way how I wanted to go because I was going through some personal things back home that was affecting me like extremely bad to the point where I could not like do my job. Like I also met these three amazing teammates in Israel that was helping me throughout the whole entire process. And at that time, my teammate, one of my teammates, she is very religious. Like she's heavily into God and church and things like that. My other teammate, she's extremely spiritual. So meditating and you know, controlling the mind and the thoughts and this and that. And my other teammate is just extremely positive, you know, like all this stuff like that. So I'm like, I know God aligned me and all of us for that exact reason. So not only did all my teammates teach me something that I need to kind of touch back bases within myself, like that was the lesson that I learned going back there was because of that. It wasn't because of basketball. It was me. It was what I had to learn. It was a life lesson I had to learn. And to kind of have my teammates kind of be there and show me and teach me these things is like that's a blessing itself, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what I expected or what I wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like because most of the time, like people understand basketball is mostly is 90% mental, 10% of it is mental, is like physical, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
like it takes a lot. Like you have to be willing to perform each and every single day to get it when you don't want to. But it's just as different. And it's just like when you overseas and you not home and things going on, you can't get there. Like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But that really like helped me as well. But as far as like my mental, it's been way, way better now. I do things to kind of occupy my time. So I read a lot, I journal every day, I talk to God and universe every single day. Anything to kind of just express myself and get me out there, just kind of keep me calm. I do that. It's not really a thing of more getting homesick, but it's like I do wish that sometimes it was like a league, kind of like the G League for the NBA, like they had something like that for the women, you know, because I want my family to see me play ball professionally. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll tell them, be like, hey, look, you know, I did this, I did that, but you know, it mean a lot to see them just in the stands, you know what I'm saying? Like cheering them on and screaming your name, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really all I want. But, you know, also just like, you know, especially you go overseas, let's say you're on a team, maybe you're the only black person, or maybe you were like in a small village or city and there ain't really nothing to do, you know, maybe you don't have a car or something, you know, like it's just a lot of those things. But you have a lot of more time to yourself that people don't think that you have. So I really try to take advantage of that. I try to enjoy the moments, get outside, you know, and just do really what I can control, you know, because I can't control things out of my control. So I kind of just give everything to God and I just pray for peace. And
As you should.
yeah, so that's really what I do. So that has been way better, honestly. So yeah.
That's really a beautiful thing that you're able to find peace by yourself, because not I've said this before so many times that not everybody is made to be alone for that long. Some people
Yeah.
best ball players ever, and then it's like, you know, I can't.
They can't do it, yeah. And so I want people to know that there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like if you know yourself well enough, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Don't feel bad for that. But at first, I didn't mind being by myself. But once I got the opportunity to be by myself, like it was forced upon me because I had to learn more about myself, people, situations, and things. I enjoy my own company. Like I will sit here like every day I get up, I do a fast. So I do a talking fast. So I don't talk for like maybe the first 1 or 2 to 3 hours I wake up, you know, because now I'm assessing and evaluating how I feel and what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I do to kind of just bring myself peace of mind, because it's so normal for us to get up, check our phone, talk, do this and that. You don't know how you feeling today. Like you probably mad about something that happened yesterday and you don't even know it subconsciously. Like you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So
Irritated.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really in tune and aware of myself and my emotions. So I really don't mind being by myself, but I have a social meter, like a social meter. So I like to be around people by a certain amount of time, and then I want to get back to my room. I don't want to be around nobody that much. And you know what I'm saying? Like I like to talk to my friends and people at times, but other than that, I really enjoy being in my own space. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
yeah.
what's up. Have you ever thought about how long do you see yourself playing basketball? I don't want to say how long do you want to play basketball, but how long, or I don't want to say how long do you plan. I just want to say how long do you want? Like how long do you see yourself playing overseas?
Till I can't no more, honestly. Like as long as God continues to bless me every single day to do what I love and play the game that I love. You know what I'm saying? I want to do it. Like I know LeBron, like how old is he? Like 40 something or something like that? Or almost 40?
I think late 30s.
Okay, yeah. So I was looking up, it said like the average athletes, like they kind of retire at the age of 40. I'm gonna say that, but if not, however long God, you know, wants me to continue doing this. But I want to play for as long as I can, honestly. Because this is extremely a blessing, you know. And I'm only 25, and I've experienced and learned so much about the world and myself, and just everything that basketball brings with it. You know, I meet amazing people like you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing other people's stories, and I'm experiencing monuments and taking all these crazy pictures and showing it and sharing it back home. Like I love that. I love to see that I'm just impacting people. So I want to keep doing it for however long I can, you know what I'm saying? Because who's to say who I might touch, you know, I may inspire them. Because, you know, we need more people, you know what I'm saying, like us, you know, that come from HBCUs or, you know what I'm saying, that's just doing what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, and hearing their stories out. Like that's just what I want to keep pushing out.
Okay. And when you're what advice would you give for two? So this is a 2-part question. What advice would you give to a student athlete who's in high school looking to play in college? And then what advice would you give to a student athlete who's in college looking to play pro?
So advice I would give for a high school student going to college. I would say one, you must know your why. Don't waste your time, because I'm not gonna say don't waste nobody else's time, but really don't waste your time. Like if you want to go college and then later go pro, it starts now. You like it really starts now. You need to not only know yourself and know your why, but you need to know what you need to do to kind of put yourself out there. You need to know how to play as a team, and then you need to know also how to make a name for yourself without being selfish. Because a lot of people think that, oh, I need to go pro, I need to go to, if I want to go to college, I need to score this many points. Like, no, it's not about that. Like, you go to college, you're playing as a team. Like, there are other people that can do the exact same thing that you can do, maybe even a little better. But my thing is work on your weaknesses. Everyone has weaknesses, or everyone has things that we can improve on and be better at. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to picking in school, make sure you go to a school that fits you. No, everyone is not meant for a big school with a big campus and all this and all that. Some people are you know what I'm saying, they may go to like a little D1 school or whatever like that. Whatever it is, make it a decision for you. You know what I'm saying? Not for anybody else, not for your mom, dad, whatever. Make that decision for you, and just stay committed. You know what I'm saying? You have to stay committed and just know that you are going against other talented kids, and also, regardless of where you come from, don't let your background define who you are as a person and define who you are as a player. So yeah, like don't you know what I'm saying? Like if I would have played into the fact that, oh, I didn't see any role models growing up or being professional, I didn't have no trainers to teach me this and I do that. Like if I allowed those excuses to kind of drive my life and what I did and didn't accomplish in life, I wouldn't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So really, it's really about how bad you want it. My advice for college athletes that want to go pro. My thing is, one, you got to be willing to be alone. If you are not willing to be alone in your own space and your own thoughts, do not go overseas because it's not hard, but it's extremely challenging. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're okay with being away from home, you know what I'm saying, maybe it's a couple hours or whatever like that, then that's one thing. You should understand that you're going across the country. Like you're going across the waters into a whole nother country. There's a language barrier and, all these things like that. But that's not really the biggest issue. The biggest issue is, are you willing and able to perform at a high performance each and every single day you have a game? Are you mentally strong enough to be like, okay, all right, I know back home there's a whole lot of things going on, but I got to worry about me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're only one person. You can be at one place at one time. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, just your talent, keep adding to yourself. Do not get complacent. Do not just be like, oh, okay, all right, I'm a professional. It is what it is. No, this is a business and they treat it like a business. If you do not perform, you're going home. So the point of me saying is add to your game is because you do not want to limit yourself. Like I said, I know that I had a lot of things to work on and it was things that I could get better at. So I knew that from my first year, I didn't want to put myself in a box because if you put yourself in a box, they're going to put you in a box. So yeah. So do not limit yourself. So if you are really good at one thing, work on other things. Like, I can say that I can pass, dribble, push the ball, do this, score, defend, this and that. Because at that point, you're easy to market from your agent. So your agent be like, oh, hey, I got this player. They can do this, they average this, they can pass and do this and do that. It's easy, and you will always have a job. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to have the right mindset as well, because the basketball world overseas is extremely small. Everybody knows everybody, including the coaches. Like they talk. So anytime you go on a team onto the next one, that team that's acquiring about you, they're calling the last team that you was on, asking about how are they, how's their attitude, how did they play, how did you like them? Do they do this, do they do that? You know what I'm saying? It's very, very different, but that's like my thing that I can really just give a college athlete that wants to aspire to be pro is do not limit yourself. Do not put yourself in that box, because if you are, they are going to do that times 10. They're gonna bring it to the team, be like, hey, do this, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And you know yourself better than anybody. So if you know you can score, do this, do that, and they be like, nah, just rebound. Mm-hmm. Then you gotta reflect within yourself and be like, all right, did I exemplify that to them? Like, did it seem like that's only what I was good at? Right. And then you be like, okay, all right, do I take this or do I just be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So you really are marketing yourself, and don't just take anything. Don't take anything, because if they lowball you and you accept it, every other team after that is gonna lowball you. So know your worth and continue to add value to yourself, because the more and more you keep producing, the more and more you keep doing good and stuff like that, then you'll always have a job. So you'll be going to different countries each and every single year, And when it comes to an agent, like, let them come to you. Don't go to the agent. Exactly. Let them come to you. And then do research as well too. Like, you can text or call other like players that sign with an agency and ask them, hey, how do you like it? How do you like this? How do you like that? You know what I'm saying? Like always do that. But always let the agent come to you. Do not go to the agent because not all agents are good. You know, I haven't experienced that, but what I've heard from other stories, not all agents are good. So just be careful with that. And just know that they work for you, not the other way around. So yeah.
Next question is when you're done, do you think you'll still be somehow involved with basketball when you're done playing professionally?
Yeah, for sure. You know, like I do like a little bit of coaching stuff when I go back home. It's crazy to think that one day, you know, I would just have to stop playing basketball just because if I can go till I'm 60, I would, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just love basketball so much. But I know for sure I will be involved in sports, you know what I'm saying? Eventually I plan on having like my own gym, you know, building that up around like Richmond and stuff because growing up it was not very accessible to get into gyms and you know, getting there anytime I want to because I'm a gym rat. So I would be in the gym every single day. So eventually that's what I would do. As far as like coaching, I feel like I would do training on the side rather than coaching. But if the opportunity does present itself, I will do coaching because I know that I'm very knowledgeable of the game and I see and approach the game in a way different way that not a lot of other people may see it. So I know I'm a real like benefit to whatever coaching staff or organization that I join. So for sure, I'll be involved in sports. I love sports. So yeah.
Okay. Is there any saying or action that you live by or that you pride yourself on?
Do everything in love, Corinthians 16:14, and be that 1%.
That's
So yeah.
big. That's big.
Yeah.
You got to do a lot to be that 1%. You got to do it.
You got because everybody do things the same, but it's like what are the like how far are you willing to go? Like how dedicated are you? You know what I'm saying? Like you want to do what everybody doing, you want to stay home, party, do this, do that, you want to seem cool or you whatever it is, you know, whatever your reason is. Okay, do that. Because everybody doing that. Because when you come back, everybody gonna be doing the same thing. But be that 1%. Like I wanna be that example that I didn't have growing up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do everything for me because I'm like, I know I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I worked so hard for this. Like I've been through so much mental battles. Like I've been through so many just things that was trying to stop me. Like had to run over people, had to run through obstacles just to get to where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be willing to take that. You gotta be willing to take that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be that 1%. Unless like if you just give up, it is gonna be that. But you know, whatever's meant for you, God, it's gonna be meant for you. God can't take away what's meant for you. So like God did for me, He kept bringing basketball back in my life. This is my calling. This is my gift. So live within your gift.
That's big. What's something that the Jay today would tell the younger Jay in high school or college? What's some piece of advice that you tell your younger self?
My younger self.
If you were your own role model.
My younger self, I would tell myself, it's all gonna make sense one day. Myself in high school, I would tell myself, it's all gonna pay off, and you're worth it, and you're good enough. My college self, I would tell myself, you made it. Yeah, you made it.
Why I give you chills? Yes, girl. Yes. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah, I made it. I made
it. Last question. What's something you want to tell the future you? So this video is going to be on the internet forever. Okay. And you're going to look back at this video 5, 10, 15 years from now. So what's something you would tell your future self?
We're on the right track and God got us. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Like we're on the right track and God got us, you know? So ain't nothing to worry about.
Well, Jay, this has been an amazing conversation, and you are actually my first interview of 2023.
Hey, okay.
Uh,
All right. I like that. 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 Yeah.
Both HBCU grads, we both came a long way, and we made it to where a lot of people could not, and just it's difficult, but we're here, and I got your back. You have me for anything. If you need to talk
Thank
or
you. I
whatever.
appreciate that.
I
Thank you
feel
so much.
you. I know exactly how it is. So now you got my number. I have your number, and
Yeah.
we locked in. We locked in for life now.
Yeah. And we locked now. I appreciate that. Thank you again for having me on here. And you know, I appreciate this. And we both the 1%, man. So I'm glad for us to have crossed this paths and just for us to have this conversation and just for you to listen. Cause not a lot of people really know like my story. You know what I'm saying? So like this is something that everyone's gonna be like, what? Like that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't talk, I don't talk a lot. People don't really know about me because I don't really say nothing. I don't share a lot, but I do appreciate you. I'm just doing this, but also just listening as well too, because you ain't had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you seem a very genuine and kind person. So yeah, I'm glad we here together. I'm glad we both made it. You know what I'm saying? I wish you nothing but success and everything.
This is only the beginning, and I appreciate you so much, Jay. Hopefully, maybe there's a part 2 one day. We could do like a group,
Yeah, hey, yeah, we could do that for sure. For sure.
Yes, I'm gonna hit you for that. All right.
Yes.
All right. Again, I appreciate you, and be safe out there.
All right, thank you. You too.
No problem. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.